Hello, this is Jeff Hughes, and this is my assignment 10, Portal, the ProBuilder update. In this assignment, we were given 3 objectives. Basically, create our own level and ensure that your level has got an FPS controller. Ensure that the object or region within at the end of the game basically triggers the end of game level using a box collider. And finally, to display "You've won" as a text object. So very quickly, we're starting with the first one of those, which is just building the actual level itself using ProBuilder and ProGrids. As you can see, ProGrids here and ProBuilder. I've managed to create quite a few different objects. So starting with the arch just in front of us here, and then some steps, and then numerous blocks, etc. You'll see all these when the actual game starts. There's an arch at the end, which I'll just very quickly take you to, and inside the arch there, as you can see, there's an audio which is basically to the end of the game at the end arch there. And if you just look on the end level object there, you can see there's an audio source which plays the fanfare at the end, and I'll come back to the end level trigger shortly. Otherwise, within the actual game itself, the stairs were fairly easy, quite simple. The blocks were, again, just individual cubes, very simple. The pipe at the top here, again, very simple to create, and just thought it was a bit more interesting. You'll notice that the various materials that I've used are non-standard, and as you can see down here on the left hand side in my assets, there's a metal texture pack. I downloaded that from the asset store, and I just chose them at random and obviously put some thought into it, but yeah, basically try to use that as much of that as possible, as you'll see in the game. There's a torus just between the 2 walls there, which is coloured gold, not dissimilar to a Sonic the Hedgehog ring, and as you can see in front of me there's the pyramid. Okay, the next requirement, as I say, was put the FPS controller, first person controller. And just here on the left, you'll see there's the first person controller. When the game starts, you kind of just drop down, so you're just underneath the archway here, and then the game starts. Obviously, it's got the bog standard walking sound, etc. Everything else seems fairly simple. The next thing was to make sure that there was the trigger, as I say, at the end of the level even. And as you can see, what I've done here is I have created a box collider, and literally as the player comes to that, you'll get the message saying "You've won," and that then takes care of that requirement. Obviously, we needed to create, or I needed even to create this "You've won" text, which is there as the canvas, and there's the "You've won" text as required. This is all tied into a script which fires, which I'll just very quickly bring up and demonstrate to you now. So here's my end level trigger. This basically was associated with the box collider. And as you can see at the start of the actual procedure here, it's just literally making the association between the "You've won" text, and changes its color to black so it doesn't show when you first play. But then finally here at line 23, the on trigger event, once you've collided with the actual box collider, this actually fires off with the color and plays the fanfare. Okay, here's the game. And finally, the game. So here we go. Press play. As you can see, you very quickly jump into the game. Very simple, through the beginning there, through an arch. These are the objects I referred to that I've just inserted, different types. The mesh that I downloaded, all the meshes, various materials that I managed to get hold of. Simple pipe, that's gold torus, and then just up a very simple pyramid. Let's do some sprints at the end there. You can see, just to make sure nobody can get round the corner, and then through the final arch. You won! So that was very enjoyable. Thank you very much.